I definitely want to know. I have seen Sly work, and he likes to control/direct things when he is on set. So I am curious what he was like when you were filming the series, knowing that about him.
That is
The exact same.
Good
Exactly the same.
Sometimes he can't help himself. He comes out when we're just like shooting a scene. He turns into director Sly and goes, "The lighting. I has to be."
What is that lens? 35?
Shouldn't you be in a long lens? And shouldn't we be looking over the shoulder? And I'm like, it's a reality show. They
Not
could be
that
looking
long wasn't
anywhere.
good. Start over. And we're like, this is not how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, ignorance would have been bliss, but unfortunately, you know too much and you gotta stick your 2 cents in.
No, completely. You want to obviously make it as great as it can be.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have the experience behind the camera.
Thank you. Now, I think that's also important. The next season, hopefully, will make it even more cinematic.
What?
With explosions and stuff? Like,
Yeah, we're gonna have explosions,
car chases,
car chases,
helicopters.
I get hit by a plane.
Bow and arrow.
It's gonna be big.
That's great.
I'm so curious when it comes to like a reality show like this, how much are you discussing before filming begins with the producers and the network, like what's off limits, what you're willing to talk about, and how much is it sort of being found in the edit? And then you're discussing, I don't really feel comfortable with that scene, but that's okay.
Oh, wow. You said that's a mouthful because the edit is everything. I'm a big editing aficionado, and that you have to have like if the family has to get into the editing room so everyone's on the same page. Mm-hmm. And quite often you have an editor, they're not with the family, and they'll put things in they think are interesting and they just don't work for us. Yeah. Also, when you're on the set, after a while, the girls, they start to know what works for them, what doesn't, and this angle doesn't work, this lighting is kind of harsh. And eventually, everyone finds their own style, and I think the crew itself falls into that groove, and everything is copacetic after that. But it takes a while.
The stories are real, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, the stories are totally real, but you do go, I'm not going to say that, okay? Yeah. And I'm not going to say that because I just don't think it's funny. And I don't think it's relevant. And everyone,
Yeah, well, I think in every family has something, and even you, everyone has something private they don't want to talk about. So I think that's a very fair thing. But I think 90% of it is exactly who we are.
Yeah, we're pretty raw.
It's just the 10% that we love to keep between ourselves.
No, by the way, I could never do what you guys just did. I would be very... I give you a lot of credit for willing to, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
It was very intimidating.
It was really hard because we were growing up we're not growing up in the spotlight. So having to be so raw and so honest, especially in front of the camera, was a big step, especially like for me, because they have their podcast, so they're kind of used to it. But it was really hard for me at first.
And also, you're in college school.
I'm in college. Yeah, exactly.
No,
there's not a shy bone in your body, girl.
Yeah.
That's good, though. Everyone here is very animated, you might say, which helps.
There's no really wallflowers in our family.
No,
so it's like it wasn't that hard. If there was someone in our family that definitely didn't want to do it, then we would honor that. But everybody was excited to be a part of it because we have a lot of funny stories.
I think it's a good idea. You have a reality show that no one speaks. Everyone is so shy, and that's it. They go, call it Big Mouth.
I was going to make a joke about that, but Netflix thing. For soon-to-be fans of the series, what do you think would surprise them to learn about the actual making of the show?
It's a lot harder.
I think people don't understand that there's probably hundreds of hours of footage that are completely unused.
Hundreds.
So hundreds
of hours.
And it really wasn't one of those things where, we have a call time, we show up 30 minutes and then leave. We really put in 6, sometimes 7 days a week, 8 to 10 hour days.
Also, some storylines aren't finished.
Yeah.
No.
And you have to keep going back and adding to the storyline.
Right. So that it was just a lot of time, a lot of energy, but it was really nice being able to do it with your people because they're also doing it with you. So
it's a lot more labor intensive, I find, than doing a feature. Mm-hmm. A lot more. Because it's unstructured. And you just need to fill in, oh God, we have to go back 6 months later. We need this thing here, isn't working. We need to approach this scene from a different angle. We need a voiceover, a different narrative. It's quite fascinating. It's a real skill set.
Again, I want to reiterate, I couldn't have done it. This is a question for everyone but Sly. If someone has never seen a film that he's done, what is the one that you want them watching and why?
It's funny. I've actually had boyfriends tell me I've never seen your dad's movie in your entire life.
I think I would want people to see either Oscar, because it was the only comedy he did. Thank God. Just kidding. The only comedy, or Rhinestones, because that was the only singing movie he did.
What about what was it?
What does that have? Is that what you want people to think of?
Yeah, because it's funny. Everyone knows you as one type of character.
Wait, what's it called? Bad Cop?
I see your point.
Bad Cop?
Huh?
Copland.
Copland?
Copland. Bad Cop.
Jesus, how about Rocky? That might work.
I think Sly is very similar to Rocky. Out of all your movies, I think Rocky. It's like Rocky combination with Oscar because he's super.
Jennifer, you know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh.
How you doing?
Oh, you're gonna take me to the pet store?
Yeah, I'm gonna take you. I eat the turtle food. You know, you hit them in the back and they cough.
I think Sly is very sensitive and he's very soulful person. He's a writer. He's a reader, and I think that's like more like a Rocky, very calm and very sensitive and caring and loves to be with the family. Doesn't have a lot of friends.
Immature.
He keeps very immature. But then also he's like an Oscar where he's super
Has no
funny.
friends?
You don't.
Jesus, what a
Well, you don't have a lot of friends.
like
Excuse me. You have.
He's a good
side.
me and Quasimodo. No friends.
No, he has the same friends he's had for 50 years. But that's a good thing.
Yeah, because I support them all.
No, that's not true. Anyways, he's a really funny guy. So I think Oscar's probably what?
Stop. Okay, sorry.
I know you're sorry you asked that question. Okay.
Real fast, because I'm out of time, but I just have to ask you, Sly. I saw in the trailer that you are you feed someone at the table, which reminds me of something that I do, a certain animal. And I'm just curious if you're as much of a pushover with animals as I am.
I'd like to think I'm not, but yeah, they're in the bed with me. They're eating my toast.
Every
One's
morning
right
at
there.
breakfast.
And we're actually eating off the same fork, which is
She's out.
disgusting, but true. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, pushover.
How do you look at those eyes and not give in?
Yeah.
We have 3 dogs and a cat at home. So
Sort of a cat.
Yeah, she's
Like half a cat.
half a cat, half human.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Hey,
Okay.
listen,
No, half owl, half. It's like it's a. Call this.
Poor guy.
You guys, enough. Let's clean the plane.
It's true.
Who cares about this cat?
He cares about her cat.
No, give him an extra minute then.
Give him a minute.
Go. I'm like 30 more. An extra minute for you. Go for it. Since we screwed up your interview.
I actually do appreciate it. One of the things that I always find fascinating about reality shows is when you guys have to sit in the chair and sort of recap what's happened or sum things up. How awkward is it to sit in that chair and try to remember? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
Confessionals.
I am so
the
bad at it.
Confessional.
I get
so hard.
They're asking me stuff from so long ago. How did you feel from like 2? I'm like, I don't remember how I felt 3 months ago.
And you also have to speak as if it's happening to you right now.
Oh, and then it's the grammar that always messes you up too.
Yeah, they're very uncomfortable.
That was the last thing I gave in to. I said, no.
He wouldn't do it for the first few months. He was like, I can't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And then he finally gave in and he's like, okay, I'll do it if we set it up in our backyard. And then
I said, why is
and
it
then all
always
of a
in
sudden
front
the
of the
light
sheet
went down.
somewhere, like in a phone
the
booth?
light went down and the lighting was horrible and couldn't see him. So then he had to go into a sound stage. So it was pretty funny.
So my experiment was a failure. Outdoors did not work. But I know what you mean. It's not easy. It really is, because sometimes that confessional is the glue quite often that holds the show together. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the narration.
No, 100%. Well, listen, I hope it's a huge success for you guys.
Thank
you for giving me an extra minute, and good luck with the rest of your speed dating.
You bet.
Thank you very
Bye
much.
now.
Bye.